put on our shopping list. Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know, we can still add it to the list.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Hello there. Oh, it's been quite a while.
Huh, so you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last time that you were gonna head back to the desert?
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard, not that our friendship was over. We're still the best of friends. The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes! Paimon can't believe you can still refuse that!
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave? There are so many places I still haven't visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady, but no can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back at the brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh, come on. Not this again. That's also what you said last time and the time before that.
I know, I'm sorry. Just give me some more time, and I promise I'll plan the best trip ever for you.
All right, fine. To be perfectly honest, it's not that I wanted to go, it's more like I feel like something is off about you lately. Ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, you've been acting anxious and even paranoid. Have you been delaying our trip because you've run into some kind of trouble?
Nah, are you kidding? You're worrying too much.
Would you swear on that? Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. I wouldn't pry any further if you're willing to swear on what you just said. But if something really is bothering you, then just tell me. You know I'll help you however I can.
Oh, looks like Junior's was onto something.
You're too perceptive, my lady. Seems I can't hide anything from you. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy happenings of mercenaries. Knowing too much only leads to more trouble. Mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
That doesn't change anything about what I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only support you if I understand what's bothering you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know. Let's go somewhere else first. This isn't exactly the best place for a discussion. Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention. As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of mora. The most notorious is a faction known as Deshret's Relics.
Deshret's Relics? Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Oh, you mean the group that tried to sell us the Divine Knowledge Capsule? Yeah, they weren't friendly at all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Akmar. The Relic's headquarters issues orders to all brigades under his control. On any other day, I would want nothing to do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dehya al-Akmar.
Dakan?
I think it means beard or something. Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dehya al-Akmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yep. The scenes tend to be quite gruesome, too. They strip the victims of all their valuables before murdering them. Not only have they targeted merchant caravans and ordinary citizens, but other mercenary brigades as well.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is that Dehya al-Akmar has become more and more aggressive over the last few years. If I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of Aru village could become their next target. I just wish I knew what's driven him to do this.
Yeah. How can your father do such terrible things?
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent most of his time drinking and chasing after women. Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus would go on night after night.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother? Did she ever step in to stop them?
Unfortunately, I never knew my mother.
I'm sorry, Dehya. I didn't know.
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person. He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me. He'd say, "You'll be fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade. The one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories. But the problem was that he had terrible taste. He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty stale. They were tales of desert warriors defeating dragons in the forest, or stories of mercenaries rescuing princesses from rebel armies.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and toy swords. It was only much later when I realized that the shows were more for him than they ever were for me.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. I had no reason to despise him. Until I grew up and learned the true face of Deshret's relics for myself. Looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and his cronies were more like the bad guys that needed to be taken down. Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good. I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. I just want to protect those that are close to me. Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could. Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid...
Huh? But there's no need for you to get caught up in this mess, too.
Well, he's super tough, so if he went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the problem will be solved in no time.
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took him along to help. I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
I'm honored that you care so much for me, my lady. All right, then let's get moving. Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot, where we can catch up a bit.
I feel like there's something I forgot to do. I tidied the courtyard, put the tea on. It's probably just my mind playing tricks on me.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours? Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Ahmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. And it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Dekhan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
It sounds mighty strange to me, too. Harun, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say, though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. Dekhan al-Ahmar is your father's crew, after all.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dekhan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Ribat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from him. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever he goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh, in that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Mane. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is best. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homiyanis. Hey, knucklehead!
Yeah. Oh, you gotta do?
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my...
Will do. You...
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them. Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to
Got you covered. Feeling lucky today?
Get with me!
Law of the jungle.
Everyone hold hands.
Look alive!
I'll be back. Take my... You're... the flip...
Good. That saves me an introduction.
You know the code of being a mercenary.
That might have worked. Think about it, though. You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think...
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. 2 seconds!
I'll save you the...
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but...
Yeah.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of...
Let me take a look. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and all familiar. This caravan is just... That person will then... Wait.
No.
Yeah. Every transaction before the last one was more... perhaps... Anyway, then... Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon...
Oh my god,
I'd be just... What the heck is going on here? I'm sorry. You're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homiyani family has been providing goods.
What if the Homiyanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakota?
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Rebot or Port Ormos. Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homiyanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past? But that's still just a speculation. I don't think the Master would stoop so low to make Mora. You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But what should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dekhan al-Akmar.
Dehya, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
I've considered that possibility. But even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust. She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
You're mine! I could get used to this.
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back alive.
Actually,
I see.
something like that.
You all look a little... Why don't you discuss it?
It's okay, my lady.
So something on any other day...
My lady?
The Master. Okay. My father.
Yeah, I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
I can't help but agree.
Huh?
Thank you for sharing. Since you've told in the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought. I think I get what you're...
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense. If my father had always been in contact with Dekhan al-Akmar, then it would...
You mean the goal all along was to get Dehya to be your bodyguard?
No.
But that still does...
So, the Master was...
Sorry we put...
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been...
But is that... My father has committed many atrocities. However, if we decide to investigate...
Dehya.
It's all right, Dehya. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was that thing about friendship again? Right, yeah, besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the...
Thank you, everyone. In which case...
Sure thing.
No time to lose. Damn. No time to lose. Yep. No time to lose.
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two. This is the Traveler.
Ah, yes. My daughter has mentioned them from time to time. It's a privilege to finally meet them in person. But we may...
Well,
So, that's what you...
if you wouldn't mind.
Well, what I do know...
Wait, me?
Yes. I understand perfectly why you came to see me. And I am touched, but knowledge, oh, your father, Kusela, and I. Of course, the facts of this matter, if you must...
I've made it this... I have my own idea. I came here to...
Our family once needed it. They had superior numbers. Those Eremites were Kusela's men. Kusela was grinning.
Really?
He said that he had no... We started talking to repay.
So, that's what happened.
It was many years before I saw him again. The man I...
So, what happened to him? He was...
I'm not too sure. He then suddenly... At the top, but he kept coming back to the topic. Come on. I was completely lost at first.
So he was...
Indeed. He didn't... He was already beyond... If Dehya could...
And that's what...
Yes. And that's all Kusela's sake. Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's. Eventually, the letter contained...
Wait!
That's right. But by then, he was no longer that. After some deliberate... I am. In the end...
If you can, none of the things he's if all he wants to do...
Oh no. Did...
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his another way. But I get...
I'll do my best to help. I don't know Kusela's... However, he's responsible. I've heard.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, I'm still a little dazed and haven't finished processing everything quite yet. My father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I'm also not sure if there was a right way to handle this problem. I feel like our only course of action is to turn everything we know over to the core of 30 and let them render judgment.
Yes. I am prepared to accept whatever verdict they choose. It's time to face my mistakes.
Huh?
I know what you've been up to. Smuggling weapons to violent brigades in the desert while working for the Corps.
Shh! Keep your voice down. How do you know all that? Come with me. We should take the... This place should do. All right. Back to my...
Don't worry.
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun. Let's talk this out. What are your terms?
So what's in it?
Well, I weighed it in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor, but I...
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigate if you provide some...
Hey!
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when I'm...
All right. Sheesh. But they're always on. Feel free to go have a look.
Sure.
Hey, come on.
Really?
All right, I get...
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from...
I just...
Seems like we're in luck. That should be their camp right up ahead. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Dehya, why are you here?
I'll be back.
Haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Take that!
Buckle up!
Hey! I'll settle this. Make yourselves a move.
You're dead meat! Look alive!
No, she's...
Enough fighting. We all just bring Kusela. Did you understand a single word I just said?
All right, everyone, let's all just calm down for a second. Dehya, the boss can't come out and see you anymore. He died.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though.
When did he die? What happened to...
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started acting up?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they did.
Let me start.
Overwhelming strength?
Those were a part of it. Yet, regardless of whether it be their deepest sin, that's precise. But you, Dehya,
I never...
you were probably the only...
Ever since you... Not only that, but in the end, he was forced to go...
We all knew it.
And that's why he...
Wait, but...
Because you were too young. When you left home after...
So, even...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not arranged...
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. I suggested. His words made no sense to me. But that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters.
Everyone gained their... But how could we leave with a clear conscience? All of us who knew exactly what had happened.
The boss can't have...
From that point on, the big fire that, even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the... There were people from but we won't let...
We've suffered all we can do is... We forged, but we were also able... Deshret's Relic.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. Boss always we used to, as for me, but maybe we were all just acting along. I'm sorry, Dehya. I know you always found us insufferable ever since you were young. Just think of this as a madman ranting.
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dehya? You wanna go with them?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that some situations get so bad that it's difficult to tell. All I know is, furthermore, I want to go see the place for myself. I want to know if my father is still there. I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah, Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through to the end.
Thank you. We'll be a lot stronger together with you.
I bet Boss
Considering all the losses and...
He can think whatever, but the
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest.
Is this the entrance? We sure didn't run into much trouble on the way here.
should be.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it to look like this on...
They should all be holed up in here. Don't know.
Who cares?
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got...
Yeah. We'll know what the Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before.
Yeah.
Happy to oblige.
You are
Let's
not
get it on.
welcome here.
Check this out!
Everyone hold hands.
Our bond is strong.
I'll be back.
Buckle up.
New punch.
Gloves off.
Take that! I'll need. Take that! I'll
Hey,
Here's backup!
Let's get it on. Ha! Hey!
You want this one?
You asked for it.
I'll be back.
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any traps!
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped in here. Don't think we triggered anything else.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to this, seems we'll have to fight our way through.
Don't worry about us. We knew something like this could happen. Go and take a look around. There could still be another way through. Let's go! We can't let the boss down!
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better.
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being...
Okay,
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
we just need to adjust it a little. Sharing my knowledge. Everyone hold hands. Dissipate.
They're dead meat!
I got you covered! Fire it up!
Hey,
Look alive! Ah!
out of my way. Our bond is strong. Commit it to memory.
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller, I suppose we should be used to our
Don't waste your breath. You have no—
run. Had I wanted to run, I witnessed the golden, even now, the greatest.
So
Let us. They are but two. Wave one, charge! Eliminate them!
Supporting fire!
gloves off!
Where do you think you're like that?
Don't think that you won. We're just getting started.
Happy to apply. Cha! Ha! Ha! Ha!
Don't get too close! Now you're testing my patience.
You're dead meat!
Pulverize! We'll meet again. King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
Fire it up!
Let's get it on! You asked for it!
We'll meet again.
Buckle up! Ha! Hi! Cha! Ha! Hi! Ha! 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 Ya! Ha!
Brothers! With me, this is where we'll prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive!
Gloves off!
Lord of Sand, your sacrifice is ready.
Press your wings and raise a storm! Where do you think you're going? Buckle up!
Here's backup! Don't get too close!
Cha! Ha! Ha! You're dead meat! Let's get it on! The commander has finally fallen.
But they're still coming at us! This place is like...
Yes! Keep fighting!
When the next... I'm going to see if I can...
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Mitchell! Ugh, so they've broken through the front. Apologies, So, it would seem
Time to pay for...
I will be buried in the sand.
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. There's no more need to fight. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercenary's pride, then I'll give you all a good beating as well.
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go. Look alive! Ha!
Who are you filthy rats? Hey, have you ever heard of a man?
This is your...
Hey, if you're here to fight...
The irony. His life became a light for so... Where's the records room?
It's right over there.
I mean
The old Kusela. Watch your mouth. He was deaf, but in the short he couldn't have And after that...
Stop tell me.
It's just over there. There's nothing left in there. Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. Spare them no...
So, this was his final destination. How did he do... If he was nimble enough to do that...
Dehya.
I'm...
Is this a cane? It must be the one that Dehya's father...
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that cane after that fire.
Let's split up and...
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh? Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad. What's this?
Don't you remember? And Paimon said that these opportunities don't come by Hey, come on! Anyway, the point is that you, Junior Zad, will...
Aw, my chest was... But when everything came to an end, it was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me. Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important. Idrisi and the other. My reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. Despite all we're hypocrites. All of... Yeah, you're right.
You're back! Are all of you all right?
Ah, there's
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up Huh? I'm sorry.
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well.
Dehya.
Hey, don't worry about me. My father that thought has even crossed my... However, there was always something deep within my mind but now that
I understand.
That doesn't mean it's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father. And even if the ending...
Isn't that neat, though? Why don't we go...
Right.
We'll come along, too.
I can't thank you enough.
Oh, this rug here.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? Wait, are you here to...
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all to a fight? Once I woke up, but when I got there...
Ah, so you
Yeah, they told me I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, one of the injured members gave us box everything left in the camp.
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or judge anyone for...
So this...
Well, but let's see. What's this? It's just a bunch of junk. It was against the act.
That probably...
Did he get those?
Yeah, but who even leaves snacks in a box like that? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A wool scarf, which... I'm sorry, my late. 2 empty liquor bottles.
Huh?
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing... I was sudden to Dehya. It's all right.
My condition, if you're reading this, you were adored, but...
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger...
Anyway, back to the reason being...
Wait, what?
Surely...
I really felt like the whole... But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day. You were just lying there, small and helpless. But your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. I'm sorry that I had to... I was their most... Anyway, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child. I suppose, or I would have suffocated under the sand a long time ago.
He was a good father to you. The fact that he was...
Yeah. It's just a pity that we had to learn the truth of everything like this.
Do you already have some ideas about the decision that he wanted you to make?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I want to try my hand at finding the person who abandoned me. I just have one wish. To tell them a story. That there once existed and that only under his care was I...
If you end up finding...
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. Thank you so much. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky. Because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by incredible kindness.